In this video, we're going to have a look at how to calculate the perimeter of some shapes. The perimeter of a shape is the distance around its edge. Finding the perimeter just means adding up all the sides. So if I have a look here, we have got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five-sided shape. We've got a pentagon, not a regular pentagon, and we are asked to calculate the perimeter of this shape. And the perimeter of the shape is simply found by summing all the sides. So we've got 5 plus 2 plus 8 plus 3 plus 4. And when we add those together, what's that? 7, 15. 15, 18 plus 4 is 22 centimetres. So if we were to lie that all flat and measure with a ruler, that would be 22 centimetres. 15, yeah, 22 centimetres. Okay, so quite straightforward if we know all the sides. Here we've got a rectangle, and we've been asked to calculate the perimeter of the rectangle. And what we need to realise is for a perimeter, we need to know to add all of the sides. So yes, we've got our 6 and we've got our 3, but we don't have this purple side here, and we don't have this orange side here. But we need to know that opposite sides of rectangles are the same length. If this side was 6, then so too will the other side be 6. Okay, so it's going to be 6 plus 3 plus 6 plus the opposite 3 as well. The perimeter of this shape is 18 centimetres. Big thing you need to watch out for is you need to ensure you add all of the sides. And these next two examples make it a bit clearer. So sometimes we can have shapes that are a wee bit more complicated, where they're made up of different shapes, and we might not know all of the missing lengths. So essentially for this shape, we want to calculate the perimeter of the shape. And you will hopefully notice that we've got two unknowns. The perimeter of this shape is 20 plus 15 plus 8 plus 5 plus whatever x is plus whatever y is. So what we need to do is we need to try and figure out a way to essentially figure this out. I'm just going to change this and I'll go pink. So if we have a look at this length here in pink, that maybe didn't come up clear, I'll try and use a different colour. I'll go yellow. There we go. This yellow line is 20 centimetres. That means that those yellow lines must also be 20 centimetres, because if I can match that right on top, we can transfer it, and similarly that would match down the way there, and we can see that that's like the opposite side of the rectangle. So those two yellow sections at the top must sum to 20. And if we know that one of them is 8, we can figure out the other. So x must be 12 centimetres. I'm just going to scribble that out and I'm going to write 12, because then you can clearly see that the 8 and the 12 are the exact same as the 20 there. For y, well, we need to now look at the vertical line, so I'm going to use a different colour here. I'll use this purpley colour. So the big side is 15, so therefore the other vertical lines must add up to be 15. And we can see that we've got 5 metres. So y must be whatever adds to 5 to make up to 15. So y must be 10 metres. I've said centimetres for that last one. That's going to be metres and metres. Okay, so part B, it asks us to calculate the perimeter of the shape. So we've got the 20 at the bottom, the 15 on the left, oops, a daisy, 20 on the bottom, we've got 15 on the left, we've got 8 on the top, 5 coming down the way, 12 going across the way, and that 10 that we just found out there. You can do this in your head, you can do it in a calculator. That's going to come out to be, I think it's going to be 60, 30, 45, 45 plus 12. It's going to come out to be 70. 70 metres when we add these all together. The perimeter of this shape is 70 metres. Just going to double check that. 20, add 15, add 8, add 5, add 12, add 10. 70 metres. So importantly, this question kind of led you in to finding the missing sides. What we'll need to do from now on is to calculate those missing sides first before calculating the perimeter. Okay, last 4 examples. We want to calculate the perimeter of these shapes. Those lengths are in centimetres. So the perimeter of this shape is all the sides added together. So we've got our 2 plus our 5 plus our 8 plus our 3, but we've got 2 sides that we still need to figure out. We need to add up all the sides. So if we have a look along the top here, we can see that the horizontal line is 8 centimetres. So if we look at all the other horizontal lines, they must add up to 8. So if we know one of them is 2, we can say the other one must be 6. Let's have a look at the vertical lines now. I'll do green. So the vertical line is 5 centimetres. So the other vertical lines need to make up to 5. So if I know one of them is 3, the other one must be 2. Adding these together, we should get 26. 7 plus 8 is 15, plus 3 is 18, plus 2 is 20, plus 6 is 26 centimetres. Okay, let's move on. So the perimeter of this shape is found by adding up all the sizes of the outside of the shape. So we've got 7 plus 3 plus 10 plus 6 plus something. We need to figure out those values. The first unknown is the horizontal line, and we know that the big horizontal is 10. Therefore, the smaller horizontals need to add up to 10. Therefore, if this one here is 7, this one here must be 3. Let's have a look at the vertical lines now. We know that the big vertical line is 6. Therefore, the smaller vertical lines must add up to 6. If one of them is 3, the other one is 3. Adding these together, 16, I think that should be 32 centimetres. 10 plus 10 is 20, 26, 29, plus 3, 32. Okay, wee bit more challenging this time. One thing it's not said in this question is that these are symmetrical. Okay, so let's have a look, calculate the perimeter of these shapes. So we need to figure out all the missing sides. So we've got 12, 3, we've got an unknown side here. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at all the horizontal lines. I'm going to do purple for this one. The big horizontal is 12. That means that all the other horizontal lines must add up to be 12. Okay, well we know one of them. This one here is 2, which means that these ones here, this one and this one, those ones must make up to 10 altogether, because 10 and 2 is 12. They aren't going to be 10 each, because otherwise it'd be too big. So we need to halve 10, and that is going to give us 5 metres and 5 metres. Because if we have a look at those 3 purpley lilac-y lines now, 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 2 is 12. That matches up. Let's have a look at the top left. If we know that this bit's 3, this bit here, that must also be 3. If we know that this bit, I'll use a different colour. If this bit here is 10, that bit there must also be 10. So we just take our time, make sure we've found every single missing side, and then from there we can go ahead and calculate the perimeter, the distance around the edge of the shape. So we've got 12 plus 3 plus 5 plus 10 plus 2 plus 10 plus 5 plus 3. Was that 15, 20, 30, 32, 42? I think that should become 50 metres. 20, 30, 36, 37, 38, yep, 50 metres. Okay, last example. Same idea, let's have a look. This one will be a bit quicker. bottom right is 2 meters, the bottom left is 2 meters because they are the same. The top right is 5, the top left is 5. We've got 2 more missing sides. I'm going to use my colours now for this. The big horizontal is 16. That means the little horizontals need to add up to 16. If the top part here is 4, 16 take away 4 is 12. So these parts here need to add up to 12 because it's symmetrical. They must be 6 and 6. And so the perimeter of this shape is going to become 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 2 plus 16 plus 2 plus 6 plus 5. 9 plus 6 is 15, plus 2 is 17, plus 6 is 33, 34, 35, 35, 41, 46 meters for the perimeter of this shape. 16, 23, 46 meters. Okay, so to calculate the perimeter of a compound shape, you need to figure out the missing lengths and then add up all the sides. Make sure you include your units. Thank you very much.